Hi everyone, in today's video I am going to discuss an essay titled Homeless in Global Village written by Vandana Shiva. Vandana Shiva is an Indian author, an environmentalist, a philosopher and a social activist. The essay Homeless in Global Village has been taken from her famous book called Ecofeminism. In this essay, Vandana Shiva talks about how this condition called homelessness is created in India. She says that many people are losing their homes because of the development activities that are taking place in India. According to Vandana Shiva, this development is like a new religion, and the temples of this new religion are dams, mines, energy plants, and military bases. And to execute these development activities, both nature's life and people's life are sacrificed. People are uprooted from their soil, especially the tribal people are forced to leave their places. If they are not ready to vacate their places, the authorities use police force and terrorist tactics. And these development activities are happening by using bullets and bulldozers. Some people voluntarily vacate their places, but most of the people who are deeply rooted, who are deeply connected to their soil, who have the strong bond with the soil, they do not leave their places. It is not easy for them to vacate their places because they are connected to their soils. They were born there, they were brought up there, and they have been living there. So it's not easy to vacate their places. It's not easy to leave the places and go somewhere. So what do? They start protesting, they start fighting against such development activities. Many protests happened in India. We have heard about Chipko movement. And here in this essay, Vandana Shiva gives us the details of some protests which happened against the development activities. There was a huge protest in Orissa. It was a Save Gandhamardan movement. The protest was against a company called Balco, Bharat Aluminium Company, because the Bharat Aluminium Company had started its mining activities in the forests of Gandhamardan region. The Adivasi people, especially the women of that Gandhamardan region, started their protest against such mining activities. Balco company was trying to start its mining activities to extract bauxite. But it was not easy for them because these Adivasi people, especially the women, were protesting against such activities. They did their protest in a unique way that they embraced the soil, they embraced the earth as they were being dragged by the police. There was one word which was reverberating in the songs and slogans of their protests. It was Matti, Matti Devata, Dharma Devata. They said, soil is our religion, the soil is our goddess. We will not leave this place. There was a 70-year-old woman who was taking part in this protest. It was Danmati, and she said that we will sacrifice our lives but not Gandhamardan forests. The Adivasi people were trying to preserve these forests, these Gandhamardan forests, because they knew that the forests were ecologically and mythologically they were very important. Ecologically, the Gandhamardan forests were the source of rich plant diversity, and they were also source for water resources. There were 22 perennial streams, the streams which flow all the times, the streams which are alive all the times. There were 22 perennial streams which were contributing to a river, that is Mahanadi. The Adivasi people knew that the water resources should not be destroyed. So they were protesting against such development activities, that mining activities against Balco company. And not only that, Gandhamardan forests also had some mythological importance. According to Indian mythology, Gandhamardan forests are the forests from which Lord Hanuman gathered some Sanjeevani, some medicinal herbs to save Lakshmana's life. These Gandhamardan forests saved Lakshmana's life during Ramayana, and from then till now the Gandhamardan forests have been helping societies, have been helping people. That's the reason why they were not ready to allow them to start their mining activities. This Balco company, before coming to Orissa, it had gone to Madhya Pradesh and it had destroyed a mountain called Amarkantak mountain. It had started its mining activities and it had destroyed Amarkantak mountain, which was the source of three major rivers in India. They are Narmada, Mahanadi and Soni. So these three rivers were taking birth in the Amarkantak mountain, which was in Madhya Pradesh. So that mountain was completely destroyed to do their mining activities, to extract bauxite and aluminium from that mountain. Did Bharat require so much aluminium? Did India require so much aluminium then? No, it was not required by India. It was to export to the other countries. The foreign countries stopped their mining activities and they started importing the aluminium products from India, especially Japan. So Balco company had completely destroyed Amarkantak mountain to extract aluminium from Amarkantak. So now after destroying Amarkantak mountain, it has come to Gandhamardan forests in Orissa. So realizing this, the Adivasi people were very alert. They were not at all letting this company to start their mining activities. But somehow this company wanted to start its mining activities, so they offered some compensations and they also offered some employment opportunities. But the Adivasi people were never tempted by the offers given by the company. This was all about the movement Save Gandhamardan protest. Vandana Shiva talks about the other protest which was happening in Bihar. It was in the region of Chota Nagpur. The people of Chota Nagpur were protesting against some mining activities and the construction of a dam called Suvarna Rekha Dam. The construction of the dam was financed by World Bank with amount 127 million US dollars. But the people of Chota Nagpur region were not at all ready to let the authorities to start their construction work, because the dams were not being constructed to provide drinking water, neither to provide irrigation water. The dams were being constructed to provide water for expanding steel city of Jamshedpur. The dam was not being constructed for drinking purpose or irrigation purpose. It was solely being constructed for the commercial purpose, that was to expand that steel city of Jamshedpur. So the people of Chota Nagpur were not ready to vacate their places. That construction of dam, Suvarna Rekha Dam, would displace 80,000 people. So they were opposing the construction of the dam. There was a leader of this campaign. He was Gangaram Kalundia. When they were protesting, the leader of this campaign, Gangaram Kalundia, was shot dead by the police. But the protests never ended. They continued even after the death of their leader, because the people who were forced to leave their places had their strong connection with the soil. And if that dam was being constructed for providing drinking water or providing water for irrigation, they would have left the places, they would have sacrificed their lands, but it was not being constructed for that purpose. So they were not ready to let it happen. So this is all about the protest which took place in Chota Nagpur region, Bihar. There was one more protest which was happening in the coastal Orissa region. The people of Baliappal were protesting against the setting up of National Rocket Test Range, which would displace 70,000 people. 70,000 people would lose their homes and they will become homeless. So the people of Baliappal village, they opposed it, because this National Rocket Test Range would not only displace 70,000 people, it would also destroy the fertile land, which is the source of life. There were also other protests which were happening in India. The protests were happening to preserve the sources of water, food and oxygen, because these protesters knew very well that the sources of water, food and air, that is oxygen, should be preserved. Otherwise, there will be no continuation of life. So it's our responsibility to preserve the water resources. We all know how important water is for our survival. So it is our responsibility to preserve the resources of water, food and air. Like this, there are many protests which are still happening in India, and Vandana Shiva gives the details of these protests that took place in India against such development activities. Wherever there are development activities, there is destruction. And being educated, we all have to be very careful and we have to preserve these natural resources. Thank you.